Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. We've had a couple newbies hop on lately, so thank you guys so much for your support. If you are kind of new, then you probably haven't seen a ton of Project Life. I typically do a lot of planner content, but I do Project Life and scrapbooking as well. So if this is not your jam, I totally get it, but it is my jam. So I do like posting these videos. I just love them. I love memory keeping and all that entails. So today we are working on some very old photos. If you're new to the channel, then you would not know that I love Project Life, but I am terribly behind in it. My work career took precedence at the time, so I'm way behind, and enjoying catching up. Actually, I've been doing quite a bit of catch up. I will be filming some. I want to do some on Instagram Live, so feel free to hop on over there. If you don't follow me, go ahead and work on that. But today, these photos are from a trip I took to Johnson City, Tennessee for work, and I was babysitting a store. I say babysitting because I was basically watching her store while she was on the beginning stages of her maternity leave. We had come from the same store, so she wanted me to babysit her store because she trusted me. And like I said, we kind of came from the same place. Not the point. But this was like the last day, I think. Yeah, this was pretty much the last day, full day I had with the staff. So there's sad face pictures of the staff because they were kind of bummed I was leaving. So yeah, we were just kind of documenting that along with me deciding to back into a big green dumpster. Oh my God. So my car hated that trip. I kid you not. I did not think a vehicle could revolt against a town, but by God, it did. So I ended up having to replace 2 spark plugs and backed into a dumpster all in this like week-long trip. It was freaking bananas. It was 2 separate weeks. I think this was the first trip. Maybe, or the second trip. I think this was the second one. Because I think I did spark plugs the first trip and backed into the dumpster the second trip. Not the point. The point was I backed into the dumpster. So yeah. Well, now let's talk about scrappy things and not dumpsters and car related crap. So I am using the Again and Again collection from Paislee. I picked up this pad at a Tuesday morning, 2019. Yeah, I think I found it in 2019. I don't know what the accessibility of it would be anymore. I do, if you're new to the channel, just forewarning, I get a lot of materials, or did up until the panorama happened. I got a lot of materials from Tuesday morning only because it was obviously at a discounted rate. It was wonderful. You found so much stuff, but lately it's been really bare bones. And so I just don't even bother, to be honest. I just kind of make a list in my cart on scrapbook.com or a cherry on top and just bite the bullet and go. But I did really like this collection because it's kind of got really nice fall colors, and I went on a binge and bought a ton of Obey products. It's a brand that I literally still wear all of it now 5 years later. It's just timeless. It's comfortable. And I bought a ton of Stan socks because they were finally coming out with ones for girls in our store. So I wanted to document that because I'm actually really tiny. I'm like 4'10.5" on a good day. And then I have like size 5 feet. So for me to get like basic stuff sometimes could be really difficult even at the time, because I was very, I feel like I was tinier then. Let's just put it that way. So, I was really excited that their store had a bunch of stance socks that I could capitalize on. And so I took a photo, I think it was like a Snapchat photo with the banner. So I didn't even have to really do any journaling with it, which was really, really nice. But I just took a photo of kind of the shopping masterpiece. Yeah, we're going to go with masterpiece. So there was that. So that's what these photos are about. Again, I'm using the Again and Again collection from Pink Paislee. So it's really a lot of that product. I'm definitely utilizing the paper pad, and then I'll come in with embellishments in a little while and we can chat about those. But let's just kind of segue a little bit about just what you guys want, I guess, from the channel. I know we've had a couple newbies, so I'd really love to know what content you're enjoying. Really, a lot of what I post is what I love, and so I'm thankful for that. I don't plan on getting burnt out on anything, but I definitely do admit to getting overwhelmed with trying to run the channel, run the Etsy, run my life. So yeah, I do get overwhelmed. So it's always really helpful for me to know, one, what type of content you guys are enjoying, but also the style of it. So if you're liking process videos, awesome. If you're whether that pertains to planning or the process of creating a Project Life layout, or if Project Life's not your thing. I'm just always really curious what brings new people into the channel, because it's kind of at random. Anyways, I got really lucky and found all these little chipboard or die cut. Yeah, the die cut pack from Again and Again. And then I had the Pink Paislee. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry if I do. It is definitely high pollen season around here, and if I sneeze, I sneeze. It's just where we're at. I was lucky enough to get kind of all the parts and pieces of Again and Again, and I think that's what had inspired me to do this layout to begin with. But like I said, there's so much like burgundy and like fall colors in Again and Again, and then there's also so much burgundy and cream and just fall colors in the product that I bought, like in the photo. So that's just something I know I've gotten questioned before about, like, how I decide, and I feel like that's a very common question, like, oh, how do you decide what you're gonna, what theme you're gonna go with or anything. Most of the time I can look at the photos pretty spot on and see something. I have a very like photographic memory, so I can see almost my entire inventory of product in my brain. It's a very frightening place to be in there. And I'm very OCD and ADHD, so I feel like all that combined, my brain is just a very special place. But I really just kind of look at the photos and encourage you to think about what's in your stash. And if you're new to scrapbooking, I would say, don't just roll up to the Joann's and like pick all the pretty paper. Maybe take some photos with you that you're like I've done that before. I legit have stood in a craft store before with photos trying to match things. But I feel like I'm very self-aware about the photos I take and the colors that I use at this point and stage. Just an example of that, I freaking love Amy Tangerine. I love her soul, her personality. I think she's just freaking awesome. But her color palettes do not tend to mesh with my photos. I say that, and I've actually got a video that I don't know when it's going to come out now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe May, where I used Amy Tangerine products, and it's very Amy vibed. But it was because I had like the most colorful blazer on the planet on, and it meshed with her stuff. But for the most part, so much of what I do is more in line with softer colors or things like Maggie Holmes and crepe paper, versus the bright, bold prints that Amy does. I actually use a lot of Amy Tangerine type products when I do Hobonichi type things, just to brighten everything up, and I do like it there. But I do think it's very important that you That was the most sarcastic embellishment. I loved how sarcastic that does. Well done. Well done. Because it was my last day on top of that. And it was so chaotic because sorry, segue, tangent. Basically, I backed into this dumpster. And then on the way to get it fixed, my phone rang, and it was my grandmother, who never calls me in the middle of a work day. Because she knows I'm at work, so she knew where I was. She knew I was in Tennessee. So it was really bizarre. And when I called her back, come to find out, my grandfather had a heart attack and was in the hospital. He was fine. He was in the hospital and recovering. Oh no, had he had the heart attack yet? Because he fell, it was chaotic. He fell the first week I was there. It was a lot going on those 2 weeks. He fell the first week I was there and then had a heart attack in the hospital the day I was coming home. I think that was it, because I remember getting it fixed rather quickly and then just getting the heck out of town ASAP. Sorry, that was such a wonderful segue. Point being, I base... What is that? Oh, it says good things. I was like, what the heck does that embellishment way up there say? The camera doesn't really pick up that gold as well as I would like it to. So I was struggling to read that. But more or less, I think that it's easier than people think it is to kind of get started with your photos. I think for me, the problem that I run into more than anything is photo placement. That turns into like a whole shenanigan, because I'm just trying to aesthetically make them, like, your eye should naturally flow. And with pocket pages, that can sometimes get really difficult, because you're trying to also account for things like journaling space, and you're trying to make it make sense. I thought it was so interesting. When I first started doing Project Life, I thought, because I'm very long-winded, in case that hasn't become apparent, but I'm very long-winded. So I was very worried I was going to need all this journaling space. And then I found that when I actually started scrapbooking, I could condense the stories so much more than I really thought. And it would turn into like little banner tags like you see on some of the photos, and it would end up that I could condense all of this to like 1 3x4 card, and then some little snarky sayings like well done, and then throw it in that card at the top. So I just encourage you to just take a breath and understand that it's going to be a process and a journey, especially if you're just starting out, or even like getting back into it like me. I've noticed that I kind of have to like, okay, this is what color I'm feeling. This is what vibe I'm feeling. Okay, that makes me think of this collection. And I grab for that, and then I start playing. I will say, and this is why I do ask about, what type of videos you guys like, because I love to Project Life, but it's almost like I prefer to Project Life either on Instagram Live, where I can just kind of like do it as I do it and chat with people. I would love to do them in a live stream setting. So if you're liking the content, feel free to hit that subscribe button, recommend it, like it. I don't care. But once we hit 1,000, we're going to do a live stream, and we're roughly about 400 away from that, which is crazy to think, because I would have never thought that, when I started the channel X amount of years ago. But filming it like this is also a lot harder for me, because I feel the anxiety of trying to, like, even though I know I can edit the video, it just feels different. It feels like I can't drag it out as long, if that makes sense at all. But that is what it is. This is one of my favorite parts of scrapbooking, I think, is the final like doodly bits with all the sequins and the enamel dots. I went on a very extensive enamel dot haul last year, and I'm still kind of feeling it. I just need to use my supplies a little bit. I don't think I used a single embellishment that was not from the Again and Again collection from Pink Paislee. So if you have any questions about products, let me know, but literally that's it. So I'm probably not going to do much like editing stuff down below. But I hope you guys have enjoyed scrapbooking alongside with me, or just listening to me rant, or whatever you came for. I hope you took away some little nuggets of knowledge and are just having a wonderful time in the new year deciding what crafts work for you. Feel free to leave comments or questions down below. I'm happy to chat with you guys and answer anything that you guys may have hanging out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've like just randomly forgotten before we do a nice little slow flip situation while I'm plonking the last little bits of things on, but I don't think so. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's been fun. And I'm loving the growth on the channel, and I've redevoted myself to my planner. So we'll be having some planner content next week. I'm so excited to share my newest bullet journal with you guys, and we're starting a new one. And of course, we'll have some flips of the old one when it is all wrapped up and done at the end of April. So until then, guys, happy planning, happy crafting, happy everything. Oh my God, why did I even film the cleaning up? It's so bizarre. So check this mess out. I did not even realize that I never filmed a little like slow look at all of this until after I did the entire voiceover. So I'm gonna do it in real time and just add it to the end. That's crazy. Well, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.